Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm live. It is late. So hopefully people haven't come and already left. Um, I'm going to hang out for a second, see who shows up. Somebody better show up. I know y'all coming. Okay, so while we do that, let's see. Is there anything I need to set up here with my Patreon? No. No, that's set to go. I think that's set to go. Let me just double check here. Oh God, that's so low. Let's see, Patreon. It is Sunday afternoon, June 1st, start of summer. Oh, someone just joined me. Who are you? How are you? Say hey, tell me your name so I can welcome you to my live. We're talking about how you're going to get some money this summer. Oh, yep, it's already set up on Patreon, so we're good to go there. I wonder if I should add the link though. Oh, that person, oh, Lindsay Orman. Hey, Miss Lindsay, how are you? Welcome back. I remember the last time you were here for one of my lives, at least the last time that you actually were participating actively. You were such a wonderful, wonderful energy to have with us on that day. So I'm so happy that you are back. Yay. How have you been? How is your summer going? Oh no, I guess it's still springtime technically. How's your spring going so far? Is it like really rainy out there in Oregon? Because we've been getting a lot of rain here in Charlotte. It's like been crazy, like 2 weeks of nothing but rain. And that's not how it tends to be for us. You said, so well, yay! So happy I get to be here. I'm happy you're here too. You got a new kitten. Oh my goodness. I wish there was a way for you to show us your kitten because I would love to see him or her. 90 and clear. Why is it 90 and clear for you, but I get all this rain? Y'all, I had this big ass beetle on my window today. I was like, ew. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the rain. What's your new kitten's name, Lindsay? Someone else just joined us too. Hello and welcome. Tell me who you are in the comments so that I can say hey. You know what I want to do, you guys? Hang tight. I'm going to step away for a second. So, hey, Mel. Hello. Thank you. Welcome back, you say. I am so glad to be back. Birdie, what a cute name. Is it a gray tabby? What kind of cat did you get? Mel, thank you for your patience. So I have been gone. I had to move twice in a month, twice. It was crazy and expensive. And the fact that it was expensive is what has inspired today's topic of what energy do you need to tap into to have financial abundance this summer? We're not talking about down the road. We're not talking about by the end of the year. We're not talking about by the time you're 55 or whatever. No, this summer, right now, in the next 3 months, how are you going to get a bunch of money? That's what we're going to talk about. Let me grab my other phone so I can read y'all's chats easier. Now, I don't know how this audio sounds to you guys because this is a new space for me. I'm right by a window. And so there's a lot of bouncing of sound from what I can hear. So I hope it's okay for you guys and not too jarring. You know, every time I move to a new location, I always have to figure out, the best way to set up my YouTube. So hopefully this one works. Hello, April, welcome. All right, let's see here. She's white with orange tipped ears. Oh, and an orange tail. How beautiful. Tell Birdie that all of us here over at shon.vibes wish her a happy, happy time in your new home or in her new home with you. I hope that she's bringing you a lot of joy and that you're doing the same for her, Miss Lindsay. April says, hey, oh, hey. Hey, lady. And then Mel, oh, at least the move wasn't across country this time. Girl, so if we count the across the country move, that's 3 times that I've moved in 8 months. Just saying. Her eyes are so blue. Oh, how lovely. My cat's eyes were blue when I first got him. Casper, he was a red tabby. And he had these big, beautiful eyes that were so blue. And I was in love with those eyes. And I was so disappointed when the vet explained to me that his eyes were not going to stay blue, that they were going to turn yellow. And you know what? I didn't even care. Because even once they turned yellow, he was already in my heart. My baby, I miss him so much. Yes, your cat sounds adorable. I agree with Mel on that. And you are so blessed, Ms. Lindsay. You are so blessed. Okay, so since I have several of my regulars here, I'm going to ask you guys to do a favor for me, all right? So I can go ahead and start picking your cards. Because as new people come in, if they don't already know me and they don't already know you, they're going to feel like, I feel like I'm in a private club and this girl is not paying me any attention and she's not answering my questions about financial abundance. So if you guys wouldn't mind helping me by being my informal moderators as I begin to start our topic today. And by that I mean, as new people pop up in the chat, if you could welcome them for me, and then as I take some breaks, I will come through and be like, hey to this person and hey to that person. But I do want to go ahead and start pulling y'all's cards. We are not in a rush today. So I don't know why I am speaking so quickly. I have all day to be here with you. And you know me, I'm a talker, so that is possible. All right, let me pull up my shon.vibes account on this phone so that I can read your chats more easily. shon.vibes. Did I just sing my own name? I really did. I really did. Hey, Sunseas, welcome back. It is so good to see you. I'm so happy all of you guys are here. Yay. Yay! So glad to see you all. And thank you guys again for your patience while I have been MIA. It has been a hectic month or so. Yeah, I don't need to hear from you. Okay, so I have this pulled up in case I need it. Let's start with talking about the crystals that we have here today for our reading. I have deliberately brought my abundance pack here for you. This is my personal abundance pack, all right? So in it, I have not one, not two, not three, but 4 giant ass citrine crystals. Look at those. Look at those. Citrine is my favorite crystal. Some of you may have heard me say before that it is my power stone. I love it for many reasons. It's not just for financial abundance, but if you have been following my channel or you're a member of my Patreon for a while, you know that I do feel directly connected to messages, the topic of financial abundance, particularly for those people who don't tend to have it be top of mind, like artists, like spiritual workers, right? If you're somebody who's already like super left brain, super financial conscious, maybe you went to school for business, you benefit from the things that I teach, of course, but you may not have as much of a need for it as people who are artists and spiritual workers, have some sort of non-linear way of living and or earning, right? And so you guys, y'all are my people. Y'all are who I feel I'm here for. And so there's a big part of me that is tied to, I usually say financial prosperity or financial abundance or wealth. I use that word wealth a lot, but I want to add another word to that now. And this is partially an effect of what just happened with me with having to move twice in a month. Luxury. I want us to all start adding the word luxury to the topic of conversation when we're talking about money. I want you to start using the word luxury more, okay? So my abundance pack has 4 giant citrine in it. I also have aventurine. Okay, I don't know if you can see that well enough. I might need to take these out. Let me take these out to make it easier for you. So the aventurine is here, right? And then I have for my root chakra, so the aventurine, in case you don't know, it does draw financial abundance just like the citrine does. Citrine also taps us into our personal power, all right? And that's why I love that stone. We have our carnelian, and this one, or some people say carnelian, this one is in the shape of a heart. And I particularly chose one in the shape of a heart. I have a ton of carnelian, but I chose one in the shape of a heart to put into my abundance pack because I love feeling secure. And I wanted to attach the energy of love to the energy of security. So that's what I have there. We also have, here's some of those giant citrine I was talking about. Look at that. Baby. I just felt that in my gut. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Probably sounds a little inappropriate how much I love this damn stone. Look at this one. This one almost looks like it's a heart also, right? Wear the stone on my right wrist. Wonderful. Lindsay says, yes, artist and reader. Yeah. Yeah, wearing the stones on, so you wear yours on your right wrist. Lindsay is saying here in the chat, you guys, that she wears her abundant stones on her right wrist. I wear mine on my left because as you may have noticed, if you've ever gotten a personal reading from me in particular, you would see this. But I also wear it in our lives here too. Jade, citrine, hematite. And I wear them on my left because left is our receptive side. This is, you know how they say if your left hand itches, you're getting some money? So I choose to wear mine on my left. I personally believe you can wear it wherever is most comfortable for you. For instance, if you happen to be left-handed, it might be more comfortable for you to wear it on your right, you know? Because what gives things power is our belief in them. How we use it, what we're using, those are just what's known as permission slips. So if Miss Lindsay wears hers on her right and that works for her, that's what she needs to be doing, you know? And for me, it's on the left, you know? And then also I have here my moonstone ring that also used to have a labradorite in it as well, but that sucker fell out a long time ago. All right, so my third citrine, not as big as the others, but still there. Fourth citrine, almost seems tiny compared to the others, but it's not tiny at all, it's quite big. Other stones in my protection pack, and the reason I'm going over this with you guys is in case you ever want to make your own, okay? I absolutely love sleeping with mine underneath my pillow. When I do, I always wake up to either a sale in my tarot shop or an offer for the artistic work that I do. You would think I would sleep with it under my pillow every night if that was the case, right? No, we stupid, we lazy, we don't remember the importance of repetition. But yes, I am a big fan of sleeping with your power crystals under your pillow. Here we have some raw jade. Can you see that all right? Okay, and it's not the prettiest stone, but doesn't it feel earthy? So I feel like this definitely connects us. All of these crystals connect us to the earth's abundance, the abundance of the earth, but this feels like it's going down in there. Garnet, which also happens to be my birthstone. This one's harder for me to hold up for you guys because it's so teeny. You love raw crystals, I hear you. And then this one is a little teeny piece of black tourmaline. So black tourmaline is one of those stones that is, to me, quite paradoxical. It's a protection stone, but it doesn't seem to be able to protect itself very well because it's always breaking apart. It seems so fucking fragile to me. And so when this piece was just hanging out because it broke off along with several other pieces that are broken off, I was like, you know what? I bet that would be a good addition to my prosperity pack, my abundance pack, because of the protective nature of tourmaline. So we're going to protect our finances. So it's not just always about bringing the money in, but also protecting our money, right? All right, so with all of that being said, if you are just now joining us, I was going over my protection pack. So why do I keep saying protection pack? Maybe because I'm used to like talking about that from when I do the personal readings for people. I don't know, but I meant to say my abundance pack. So if you want to know the details of what's in it, you can, of course, start this live over from the beginning. It will live here on the YouTube channel. And then also, if I remember to, I will put it in the description box so you guys can reference that and have my recipe for the abundance pack so you can create your own if you don't already have one. We're going to start pulling your cards now because some people have come here specifically for that. They're like, why are you talking about crystals? I'm here to hear about abundance for the summer. That's what we're talking about. So raise your hand if you happen to feel like summer is a particularly financially abundant time for you. Just like put a little thumbs up in the comments or in the chat. If you tend to feel that summer is usually very financially abundant for you, put a thumbs up, okay? Now, if you are someone who tends to feel like summer is a time where you see money go out more than come in and it doesn't feel particularly financially abundant for you, I want you to put a star in the chat or a star in the comments for that, okay? And the reason why we are putting a star instead of a thumbs down is because with the star, we are tapping into the energy of hope. In the tarot, the star is the hope card. And we are hoping for you that that is never the case ever again. That summer is a time when it's not financially abundant. We want to draw in the abundance. Definitely my birthday is June 3rd. So that's in 2 days. Happy birthday to come, Miss April, in case I don't talk to you on the day. Miracles happen in summer. Yes, I believe this is accurate that miracles happen in summer. And part of it is because of the energy we have as a collective during the summer months. Most of us are happy, either because we're going on vacations or because we're taking breaks from work, depending on the kind of work you do, because we're getting to see all of what's it called? The blooming of nature, right? The trees are full. The energy is life. The energy of the universe is life during summer. Whereas like in the wintertime, the energy is death because things are technically sleeping, some things are dying, and it doesn't feel as abundant. And so because we are tapped into that energy during the summer of what the earth itself is already doing, it raises our vibration collectively. Now, I'm speaking clearly specifically about the hemisphere in which I live, the Western Hemisphere. It is different on the other side of the world. Y'all have it as the opposite. But where I am, our summer, I mean, maybe y'all call it summer over there too. I don't know. I wish Trish was here because Trish is from Australia and she would know. Trish, where you at, girl? Trish! Trish, come join us. Anyway, so, April, you may know too because you travel a lot. Oh, look at all those birthday wishes. I love it. I love how everybody is giving. You said they call it winter. So they still call it winter. So they do it like us. When it's abundant there, they call it summer. And when it's not abundant there, they call it winter, same as us. It's just happening at different times of year, the opposite times of year. Thank you for explaining, lady. All right. So if you haven't already been experiencing summer as a time of financial abundance, a time of abundance of opportunities, abundance of experiences, think about how much we spend time with friends. Like you go and you hang out at your friend's home, or they come to yours. You're like sitting on the back patio or on the deck, or you're at the pool together. We had the 4th of July celebrations, the Memorial Day celebration, which is technically spring. We have, someone said something about Lionsgate Portal in there. Here it is. Lindsay says Lionsgate always delivers. Absolutely. You guys, if this doesn't bother you visually, I'm just going to keep reading your chats off of this instead of even needing this second phone like I normally do, which breaks my focus from you. So if for some reason this is off-putting to see me that close, let me, oh God, the bags, my Lord, the bags. If you happen to have a problem with it, let me know that in the comments so I'll know for the future not to do it anymore. Otherwise, I'm just gonna read y'all right off of here, okay? Oh, but you know what? If I need to scroll, the other one is easier for scrolling. Let's get you tapped in. All right? So this is a collective reading today, not a pick a card. We typically are doing pick a cards with my lives, but today, you said I look amazing. Thank you, Miss Lindsay. You know what it is? It's the red. Red is my color. It's a good color for my skin. I think I have red undertones. Excuse me. I think it's considered red undertones, my skin. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks here for you. Again, we are not doing a pick a card. We are doing a collective reading. This is new for my channel. I just saw what Mel said. Mel said, if we're comparing bags, I definitely win. Girl, shut up. Shut your mouth. All right. We have here the Gilded Tarot Royale with its glossy self, as always, making me fight so that you can see it. So that's the Queen of Pentacles there. Oh, God, that's the Tower. Now, for some of y'all might need some Tower. Y'all might need some Tower energy. See, I'm shuffling it to help you out. But if there's a major change that we need in our life, sometimes that major change comes to us through Tower, because if we had the ability to change it on our own, we would. And since we haven't, life intercedes for us, and that's when we get those Tower moments. Hi. Oh, I mean, right. Hi, frater Ilium. What is that? Is that Latin? I mean, frater is Latin for brother, if I'm not mistaken. Hello. I'm so glad that you're saying hi. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here. The second deck we have, I know you guys recognize it if you are used to my channel or on my channel often, or members of my Patreon. This is the Jesus, what's it called? Tinseltown Tarot. You would think as an actor I would have remembered that. Tinseltown Tarot. Okay, so I'm doing it sideways so y'all can see it without the glare. Brother of Light. I love that. Hello, Brother of Light, and welcome. All right, and here this one is the, what is that? The Knight of probably Cups? Wands. Knight of Wands. Okay. The third deck that I have that we're going to be using to get our messages today about your financial abundance for summer is my Manifesting Money Oracle. I haven't used this on the channel in a while, and it's got all kinds of stuff in there. It's pretty basic artwork, But that's what that one looks like. Manifesting with the fairies. We cannot do a reading about manifesting anything without including this particular deck by Karen K. I absolutely love it, the Manifesting with the Fairies Oracle. So here's what some of the artwork looks like for that one. Okay, and I am going to try as we're pulling to show you guys cards. I love this deck for so many reasons. But this is going to help us tap into our own personal manifestation magic. All right, manifesting magic. We all have it. We all have it. And then finally, Vanessa Samoyana's, geez, Sean, what is the name of this deck? Hold on. What is the name of this deck? Well, this is what it looks like. This deck is beautiful. The artwork on it is beautiful. Sometimes I have mixed feelings about this one though, because as you can see in the similarity of all these pictures, all of these women on here are Vanessa Samoyana. Like the whole deck is pictures of her. And it's like, there's a part of me that wants to be like, you go girl, loving yourself that much. Now there's some deviations here and there like that, right? But for the most part, they all look like Vanessa, different shades of her. What is the name of this deck? I don't know. If you happen to know this deck, go ahead and tell us in the chat. So until I have a second to look it up and remind you of it. But I like that deck for tapping into aspects of ourself because she is so in love with herself, right? And bringing in that kind of energy. I like using that deck for readings so that you can tap into the greatness of yourself or the things that you may not know are characteristics that you have or can have access to. All right, let us begin. Take a deep breath with me so that we are all connected. And if there is a particular spirit guide or spirit guides that you associate with the energy of abundance, ask them to be here with you in this reading to help you interpret the messages that come through as I pull the cards for you, okay? So for me personally, that would be the goddess Lakshmi. We are going to start with the Gilded Tarot Royale. So we are finding out today what energy you should tap into, or would be, so Lindsay says Lakshmi also, yeah. Excuse me, what energy you can tap into right now to have a financially abundant summer. In fact, if you guys want to share with us, you know, your spirit guides, it's very personal. But if you would like to share in the chat the spirit guide or guides that you associate with abundance, not in general, but specifically, particularly for you, please let us know. Now, if there's one in general, go ahead and add that. But what I want to invite you to do starting today is take that spirit guide's energy out of just the concept of abundance in general and tie it to abundance for you specifically. Own it, claim it, let it be yours. You have a right to financial abundance. You have a divine right to financial abundance, and the divine beings that are out here want to help you have it. All right. It is important for you to be financially abundant. It is spiritually important for you to be financially abundant because that empowers you to do whatever it is you are on this earth to do. Right? It's harder to do things when we are struggling financially. All right, the first card coming through in terms of the energy, spirit guides of all who are part of this reading. Please, oh, thank you. Let us know. All right, y'all. Your first card is the Six of Swords. Mel, we're going to talk more about that in just a second. Mel says, I don't know how to pick one/them. We will talk about that in just a little bit. Lindsay says, the sun is an energy that strives to teach me abundance. I love that. I love that. So, oh, I love this. You guys keep conversing here. Lindsay is talking to you, Mel. Check it out what she says there. Six of Swords, absolutely. So the first energy that's important for you guys to tap into to have a financially abundant summer is the willingness to change, and in particular, the willingness to change your thoughts. So this has to do with Thank you. Your thoughts and your conversation around money. Now, this is not new, okay? If you have listened to any money content ever, money mindset content, money manifestation content, definitely if you listen to anything on my channel or my Patreon, you have heard this before. But the invitation that you're receiving right now is to take it seriously. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other. To deliberately shift your thinking by doing it actively. Okay. So if the thought comes up, you know what? Type into the comments one of the limiting beliefs or restrictive beliefs that you have or hear yourself saying often about money. Anyone that comes to mind, and I'm going to immediately turn that into a positive affirmation, a new belief for you to start using this summer so you can draw in financial abundance, okay? You got to think about it differently. You got to talk about it differently. That's our swords, right? Going to a better place. That's our 6 of swords, all right? So hold on. What is, I don't think I know enough. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I promise you we will. Subliminals will help fix inner dialogue. It absolutely can. They absolutely can. In fact, I've got a subliminal video on this channel that I will link in the comments here. You guys, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with my memory this week. Probably because I did have so much movement lately. And so it's just kind of like overwhelming. Life has been so damn overwhelming for me. And I'm going to pull it up here on my PC. So I can tell you the name of my subliminal that's on the channel that you can utilize if you like. So hang tight. Okay, it's called Goddess, of course it's Goddess Inspired. Of course it is. It's Goddess Inspired Money Mantra to Attract Wealth Instantly. And it's a walking meditation. So it's that kind, I like to make the kind that you can do at any time, that you don't have to be sleeping to listen to, or you don't have to be sitting still. You can do it while you're driving, I create mine in such a way that you don't go into a trance state, but you do get reprogrammed. So the thumbnail for it, if you're looking for it, on the thumbnail, it says, money flows into my life like lava. And the goddess that inspired that particular one is the goddess Pele. Okay. So, yeah, give me your limiting belief, if there is one that you tend to have, and I will give you a new way to speak about that area or topic of financial abundance. Let's see if anybody put one in here. So Mel says it will most. Okay, so this is still, you guys are still talking. I'm glad y'all are covering that for me. Nobody has put one in, so let me give you one, okay? I'm just gonna give you one for us to work with. I'm almost out of money. I'm almost out of money. Do you ever find yourself saying that? Or I'm about to run out of money? So a different way to talk about it, same circumstance, but you're going to look at it differently. You're going to change the energy around it, right? So instead of saying I'm almost out of money or I'm about to run out of money, you would say instead, oh, I still have some money left. Oh, I'm so grateful I still have some money left. Thank goodness I still have some money left. Thank goodness I still have some money. Take left out of it, because left still implies that it may go away at some point. Thank goodness I still have some money. Thank goodness I have money. Even more simple. The brain can accept it even more. Thank goodness I have money in the bank. Thank goodness I have money, right? I have access to money today. And as you keep saying, I have access to money today, the universe is going to bring you more access to more money on more todays, because every day is today, okay? But when we're thinking I'm almost out of money, we are projecting our thoughts into the future and worrying about the money running out sometime soon. But if you stay present while you have, which however much money you do have, you have money today. You have money. I have access to money. I have money. All right. Somebody wrote one in here. I saw it. Lindsay says, my limiting belief is not feeling good about having more than enough. Yo, Lindsay, that literally just made my stomach sick. So Lindsay, hers, it's tying the feeling of guilt to money. So the energy of money for you, Miss Lindsay, is the energy of guilt. So I'm going to help you with that one. You ready? Number one, It's good that I have money. It allows me to help others. I'm glad that my money helps me help others. I'm glad that my money lets me help others. Thank goodness I have money to help others. See, now your abundance is also their abundance, and that can help you feel less guilt. But let me tell you something else that I think you know on some level but may have forgotten. Other people have the same access to money as you on an energetic level. If they don't have it, this is a choice. It sounds cold. It sounds cruel. It is not. They have chosen not to ask for the guidance on how to get that money, or they've chosen a certain field that doesn't pay very well, or they've chosen to spend their money in certain ways they don't feel financially abundant, right? Because even people who don't have the ability to work, there are so many ways that money can come to you that have nothing to do with working. Nothing to do with working, all right? So try not to attach the energy of guilt to the energy of money or the topic of money. Add gratitude to it instead. Even pride. I am proud that I have enough money to help other people. Girl, that's the one. That's the one for you. I'm proud I have money to help other people. That's the one, because pride is the exact opposite of guilt. Okay, so what'd you say here? Yes, Mel. Mel is affirming that is an awkward feeling. Oh, and you like that one? Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you. Free will. Yes, free will. And sometimes it's about life lessons, you guys. You cannot take on the energetic burden of anybody else's life, because you don't know what is creating the circumstances of their life for them. It could be an active choice. It could be a subconscious choice. It could be a soul choice because of things that they're on this earth to experience. Other people's life is not your life. Other people's lives are not your life, and yours is not theirs. All right, let's move on to, hey, listen. So this is one of those situations where somebody is brand new to this channel. They're like, are we gonna pull cards or you just gonna talk? It's both, and welcome. All right, so the energy for you to tap into this summer, the first one that we got was Six of Swords, and that's about changing your thoughts and therefore your words about money. So when you hear yourself saying certain things about money that are probably habit, which is why it's creating your financial circumstances that you've had so far, stop yourself mid-sentence and change it and speak different words about money. It can be the exact opposite, like what I just did with the limiting belief that Miss Lindsay shared with us, or it can be a completely different money empowering thought. Your choice. But shift the energy there by changing the thought, changing how you're talking about it, okay? All right, let's see what else. Energy for you to tap into this summer. Actually, you know what? I want to move to our next deck for that, since we are already 32 minutes in. Let's check. Energy for you to tap into this summer to have financial abundance. Ooh. Ooh. What is that going to be? Again with the swords, again with communication and thoughts. So here we have King of Swords. So this feels like it has to do with feeling, and this kind of got touched on with what we just talked about for your limiting belief that we just changed. It's the right to. King is authority energy, mastery energy, right? So here, this might be about number one, feeling the right to that financial abundance, but number two, letting yourself learn about money, increasing your knowledge about money and how money works. It can't just be this vague idea out there of money, and not even really vague, because there's the piece of it that's like what we've inherited and what we've been taught by our families or what we hear from the world at large, right? As though money is bigger than us. You are bigger than money. So that's okay. So let's start with that. I am bigger than money. Now, we're not saying that to be from a place of I am above money. Poo-poo. No. It's that I have control of my money. I am in control of money. I control my money. Money doesn't control me. So money controlling you looks like this. I want to get this. I want to live in this neighborhood right here, but I don't think I can afford that. That's money controlling you, right? Or I want to go out to dinner, but I don't think I should spend the money. Here's you controlling the money. I want to live in that neighborhood right there. What can I do to afford it? This is you taking agency over your money. What can I do? What changes can you make in how you're using the money you already have? Or what ways can you bring in new money? What research can you do to find out if there's programs out there to help you live into that neighborhood? They could be government programs. They can be, you can even just write directly to, like, say there's a house that you want to buy. Contact the owner directly. Because if the house is still on sale, or sorry, for sale, they don't have an offer yet. They don't have an offer that they feel that they want to accept yet. So write them and say, hey, I like your house and I really want to live there. And you're asking prices XYZ, but I would like to find out from you if you're comfortable negotiating on that at all. Start a conversation. See, this is you taking control of it instead of letting money dictate for you what's possible for you. Bringing it back to a more day-to-day kind of scenario, like, again, going out to dinner. In fact, I want to go past that. That one's too simple. Let's talk about buying groceries or buying things at the grocery store. And there's a specific thing that you want to buy because you have a craving for it or you really like it. But maybe money's been tight lately or whatever, and you just feel like I shouldn't spend the money on that. Have you said that before? How often have you said that to yourself? What are you teaching your mind when you say, I shouldn't spend money on that? Instead, just pick up the damn thing you want, put it in the cart. And it could turn out that when you go several aisles down and getting your other things, that other things you want might be on sale right now. And so then it offsets the cost of that thing that you really want. So instead of letting the amount of money that you think you have access to dictate anything, you let your desire for that thing be in control. You be in control, right? And it's like, no, I'm going to get that. And then you might end up picking up a bunch of other things that are knocked down in their price that don't matter to you. And so now you get this thing that you really want and the price is offset here, and your budget for groceries that day or that week has not been hurt. It's the same. You're paying the same amount, but now you're getting stuff that you want, right? Desire is strong magic. Absolutely. I just purchased my first home. Good for you. Look at you. New home, new cat. You're doing it all up. Mel says, I've noticed when I try to hold on to it, hold on, I start having issues. Yes, girl, yes. And I'm going to tell you why, because I experienced this right before our first move this month. Mel says, if I just let all that go and just enjoy it, I notice there tends to be more. Yes, and I'm going to tell you why, Mel, because I found, so when I knew we were about to have to pay rent for our first move this month, because it needed to be cash instead of put on any sort of card, I felt that I needed to be careful not to spend the cash that I had available to me. So in choosing not to spend, I was in that energy that you just talked about, that holding on restrictive energy. And what that does is it keeps the money from flowing. The energy is not, did I lose you guys? Hopefully you're still here. Oh gosh. Let me know if you're still here or if I need to start. What just happened? Anybody still there? All right, I'm going to keep talking as though you're there. You guys let me know if you are or not. But, okay, good. Lindsay says thumbs up. Okay, so because I didn't want to spend that money and I was holding on to it and I was in that tight energy, that restrictive energy, I noticed sales weren't coming in. And I needed sales to come in so I could have more money, right? But the minute I paid the certified funds for the first place. And then I was able to start spending again the cash that I knew was in the account without fear of it running out. Boom, all of a sudden the sales start coming in again for my tarot shop. So that thing that Miss Mel is talking about is a real thing. When you try not to spend, the universe goes, oh, well, then you don't need any money, and it doesn't send you any. But if you let the universe replenishes and it gives you more so that you can spend even more. All right. So be in control of your money. Be the master of your money. The first way is to know that you control the money. The money doesn't control you. And then the second way is educate yourself around money. And I've talked about this before in the Divine Money podcast available on my Patreon. I recently talked about listening to money related content like channels like CNBC. It's one of my favorite. Every morning, I start every morning listening to CNBC. If you don't happen to like that kind of content, listen to my content because I talk about money all the time. And I talk about it in, again, a non-linear fashion, I think, to some extent. And definitely not very business sounding, I hope. And then also learn how money works. Don't let yourself be afraid of learning how money works in terms of different kinds of investment vehicles, different kinds of savings vehicles. There's so many things that you can learn about money that will help you feel more confident in your use of money. All right. One of my favorite channels besides my own, because I love mine. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Oh, also, if you're watching and you haven't given this a thumbs up yet and you are liking what we're talking about here today, please give me the thumbs up because it does help the channel. It helps YouTube know to push it out to other people. Hello, darling. My boyfriend just showed up, you guys. That's Justin right there. That 𝒂𝒓𝒔𝒂𝒍 goods. Hi. He loves our new home too. Home number 2. This home, we love this home. Okay, so yes, for sure. The other energy that I've gotten for you is, check it out. It's the Judgment card. And this is reminding you to tap into your calling. Now, your calling may be one that is monetizable like mine. You're able to monetize it. But if it is not, it does not matter. It's about you being in the energy that you tap into when you are exercising your calling, when you are doing the thing that you feel you are on this earth to do. And listen, Mel, this one is just for you. You don't have to know exactly. You don't have to get it right. You just have to start. Whatever it is that you feel you might be called to do, go ahead and start doing that. And trust your guides. Even if you don't know their names, they know your name. Trust them to lead you in a new direction if that's necessary. If they're like, okay, this is a good start, but here's where we want you to go next, they'll let you know. Mel, they will let you know. And so, you guys, all of you guys, if you tap into your calling, if you are exercising, let me say that better. If you exercise your calling, then the energy that you tap into at the time, it raises your vibration. And this makes you a vibrational match for more, for abundance. And for specifically financial abundance, because the universe wants you to have what you need financially so that you can be free to do what you are called to do, even if your calling isn't attached to finances or isn't something that you would get paid for. You have to feel empowered to do it. You have to have the sense of security. Remember, we were talking about that carnelian root chakra, that sense of security, that sense of all of my needs are met. You have to have that. If you are worried about how you're going to pay your light bill, if you're worried about how you're going to pay your mortgage, if you're worried about how you're going to feed your children, if you're worried about that unexpected tax bill that came up, any of those things, if you are worried about those things, you cannot be focused on your calling. You cannot let yourself relax enough to bring the value to the world that you are here to bring. All right. So tap into doing the calling and watch the finances come to you because the universe wants to support that work. All right. All right. Now we're going to find out a little bit more in a different way. We're moving away from the tarot. Hold on. We have something here. Highest timeline can be achieved through this. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I love it. Keep it up. Keep it up. I am big into quantum shifts. Do you feel it when you quantum shift? I tend to feel it. My body kind of does like a shaky thing. And it's usually while I'm sleeping. And it's probably because I do a lot of mental reprogramming while I'm sleeping. Let me know in the chat if you tend to feel it when you quantum shift. I'm going to pull up this other one for a second so I can read some of what you guys are writing here because y'all are doing the damn thing. All right, let's see here. Mel says, I'm going to a seamstress's estate sale today to stock up on fabric and such to see what I can do with sewing along with my cards. I like that. If it doesn't bring me money, it doesn't matter if I'm enjoying it. Yes, and I just talked about why. Very good, Miss Mel. Very good. Lindsay says, first of all, Lindsay, can I just tell you, like in general, I love when you're here on my lives because you just bring such a great energy. But the fact that your last name is Orman makes me think of Susie Orman, who was my first personal financial guru back in 2006. So every time I see your last name here in my chat, it always feels like even more affirmation for those who are tuning in that they are in the right place to learn about money. So thank you for being here, Miss Lady. So Lindsay says, Sam Garrett and Molly Mendoza have a great invocation for both Lakshmi and Ganesha. YouTube free, I recommend. We will check it out. If you haven't already checked that out, Lindsay just gave us a great suggestion. Oh, so you feel it when you quantum shift too, okay? And you say, it feels like I'm walking through a wall, a wet wall. It's weird. LOL. Girl, yes, yes. So I want you all to start noticing if you feel when a quantum shift happens. And just as I said that, my timer here said 44:55, which means we have been in this live for 44 minutes, almost 45 minutes. And new people are probably like, seriously, where are the cards? All right, let's see. Oh, Lindsay, Mel says that you definitely keep the conversation going and she likes when you're here too. I love that. Oh, you guys, I love it so much. All right, the Money Manifestation Oracle. Let's see what comes through for you. Again, we are talking, if you are just now joining us, welcome. We are talking about the energy for you to tap into so you can be financially abundant this summer. Also, I just want to say to you really quickly, if you don't already know, I do have a Patreon. So a lot of these people you hear me connecting with in this moment, it's because they are members of my Patreon. And so I know them very, very well. And I would love for you to join us over there. I do more teaching, coaching around your personal finances, particularly if you happen to be an artist or a spiritual worker. I tailor my messages around personal finance to the fact that you are not left-brained or necessarily a business person per se. And you get that coaching through my Divine Money podcast. I also do regular readings throughout the week. They are usually late at night. They have a completely different energy than what we do here in the lives. Here in the lives, I'm like, but then, but then when I'm doing the ones on the Patreon, it's more like, hey, my beautiful Patreons, how are you? I mean, I can't do an imitation of myself, but anyway, it's a more mellow feel because it's usually like late at night. And it's whatever hit the guides bring me at the time. So they're usually messages from your spirit guides as opposed to just general coaching. We are also in the midst of doing, and see, Mel, I'm starting with the hair, Mel. We're also in the midst of doing a course on connecting to your personal artistry. And I call that Art Talks. So we are doing those. We're using Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, for that. So if you are someone who feels like you want to tap into your personal creativity more, if you want to learn how to monetize your personal creativity, you definitely want to be joining us for those Art Talks. And my Patreon is the best way to do that. Meditations. I create original meditations for you guys and activations also as members. So you get a lot for the Patreon. Like the first level is $5, the second level is $10, and then the third level is $25. And with that one, you get all the things I've already talked about, as well as an included personal reading every month. So if you're somebody who knows that you would like to get monthly coaching or monthly guidance through the tarot, that third option is the one that you want to take. It's called Violet Flame. And the Violet Flame membership includes, like I said, all of those things we've already talked about, as well as a personal reading on the topic of your choice every single month. I also just introduced something brand new called Reader on Retainer. And this is where I become your personal reading for unlimited readings for a year. Now, there are some caveats to that unlimited reading, meaning they aren't as long as the individual personal readings that I sell in the shop. They are no longer than 15 minutes, and you can't schedule them out any further than 7 days in advance. That is a pricier offering, as you can imagine, but I do have payment plans available for anybody who would like to take advantage of having me be their personal reader for a year for an unlimited amount of readings, but feels like, well, I don't want to drop a whole lot of money at one time. You have your reasons for doing what you need to do with your money, but I do want to tell you this. If you buy it, it will come back. And I know that for a fact because I recently had a coaching that I wanted to get from someone that I love to learn from. And it was a $300 coaching, which isn't a lot. But sometimes it can feel like a lot, particularly if you're like in the midst of moving twice in 1 month. And so, but I really, really wanted it. I really, really wanted it. And it was on sale for 50%. Like normally she sells it for $600, but it was on sale for 50% off. And I was like, I really want this. I'm not going to get it. I really want this. I shouldn't get it. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I got it, and I got that money back within 3 days. Sorry, I lied. Sorry, within a week. It was a week. It was a week. All right. The $300 came right on back, right? And so I just want to say that to you. If you happen to be someone who tries to talk yourself out of getting something that can move you further financially, help you financially, spend the money on the thing that's going to help you financially, because that money is going to come back. The coaching that you get from that thing will help you bring that money back. So I have 2 payment plan options if you want to do the Reader on Retainer. You can pay it in full. That's the best way to go. It's the most economical way to do it, for sure, all right? But if you want to do one of the payment plans, it does cost you a little bit more. I have a 3 payment plan option. And then I have a 6 payment plan option. So you can choose the one that works best for your, I don't want to use the B word because it's a bad word, budget. All right, moving. Oh, let's see if anybody, what do you guys are saying a lot of things. Hold on. Well, I'm doing it for sure. She is the guide I require absolutely. Plus, is so, okay, you guys must be, I missed what you were talking about there. Let me come back. Hold on. Invest in yourself. Yes, invest in yourself. Okay, so Mel, you laughing at me because of this hair? I should just shave it all off. We all know I'm not doing that, right? Okay. Lindsay says, okay, I must join. Alignment is everything, and we are aligned. Yes, girl, we are aligned, and you should join. In fact, the link to join my Patreon is in the description box right here. So please come and join us. I would love you to bring your fabulous energy to our group. I would love that so much. And then Mel says, it's absolutely worth it. Thank you, Mel. Oh, my heart just went like this. You guys, it just means so much to me. It means so much to me that, thank you. Okay, and then Lindsay says, Mel, I'm doing it for sure. She is the guide I require absolutely. Plus, if souls like you are there, I know it's great. Okay, I just can't. This is a love fest. I would drive it. Wait, I would drive you nuts. Oh, I would drive you nuts with my random asks if I signed up for that one show. No, you wouldn't. I promise. Okay, because part of the reader on retainer is your ability to get the reading is still predicated on my availability and my schedule. So don't worry. You know I'm good at boundary setting, right? You know I'm good at trying to maintain balance in my life. So if there's a time that you're needing a reading and I'm just not available, either energetically or time-wise, I just let you know. It's fine. But I guarantee you what happens, because I do. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So right now I have an offer going that the first 3 people to sign up also get a free Bust Your Money Blocks package from me, the mini version of my Bust Your Money Blocks package. And that's usually a $145 offer. You will get that for free. And what else did I want to tell you? Oh, and so that's going, because I can only give that to 3 people, my first 3 that sign up for Reader on Retainer, this brand new offering. And so there's only, I think, 1 left. 2? I don't know. No, I don't know. I should know because that's a small number. But anyway, that is a free offering that you get along with it if you sign up. If you're one of the first people to sign up for the Reader on Retainer, okay? And it doesn't matter if you do the one-time payment or if you do the payment plans, you still qualify for that. And then also, of course, you know the price for the Reader on Retainer is going to go up eventually. Right now, we're at an introductory price, all right? But no, you don't have to worry that you will get on my nerves. First of all, I love connecting with you guys energetically. And then also, it's going to be based on availability. So the first person that signed up for it, she was like so excited. She was like a little puppy at first, like, oh my God, I can talk to her all the time. But I think what's going to happen for her, and will probably happen for most people, is as you are getting the guidance more and more often, and you know you've got that support, you're going to start trusting more the messages that you've gotten and feel less need to keep connecting on the same thing over and over, right? Like, this is a great offering for someone who tends to need support or would like to have support when making decisions. Some of us don't feel confident making our own decisions, or we don't have a family that we can go to help support us in our decision making. So if this is something that you are interested in, don't worry, you will not get on my nerves at all. I would love to have you participate in Reader on Retainer. And that one, the link to that is also in the box. It is the description box. It is shonwilson.com/shop. So it's my regular shop name, okay? What else do we have here before we pick some more cards? Lindsay says, invest in yourself. Mel says, yes. Absolutely. Second guessing is real. Second guessing is real. And one of the things that I do with my personal readings, Mel, you can attest to this because you've gotten personal readings from me before. April, if you're still here, you definitely have gotten personal readings from me before. A big thing that tends to come through in your messages is learning how to trust your intuition. Because most times when you guys come to me, whatever comes through in the messages, you oftentimes will say, I just thought that last night, or I just felt that last night, or my guides were just telling me that this morning. And so my readings tend to be like a confirmation for you guys, right? All right, moving on. The Money Manifestation Oracle. Ooh. It says dream job, which is so perfect for my channel and my Patreon. dream job. Did you ever think you could get paid, listen to this, just for being yourself? This is so important for those of you, when we were talking earlier about connecting to your calling, even if you don't feel it's something that can be monetized, rethink that. If you need some suggestions on how to monetize your calling, you know who can give you those suggestions, right? You know who's really good at figuring that kind of stuff out, right? This guy. So yes, dream job, you can. And this summer is a great time for you to start either exploring that or taking the first step. There's something that you've already been thinking about, if you've already been considering as a dream job that you would like to do. Like if you ever think, it's like this, you guys, it's the thing that when you go, oh, it'd be so great if I could get paid for blah, blah, blah. That blah, blah, blah right there, that's the thing. And yes, you can get paid for it. And I'm gonna tell you why. People will pay for anything. Remember Pet Rock? I mean, depending on your age, you may not remember it. I think most of y'all are about my age. That's what tends to come up. So yeah, people bought rocks. Also, remember, people have their own money setup that doesn't necessarily mirror yours. So just because there's something that you think you might have a hard time paying for, like wanting to pay for or being able to pay, you can't conceive of, let me say it better. Something where you think you can't conceive that people want to pay for it. People who have an exorbitant amount of money and are like desperate to spend their money because they already have everything under the sun, that's your client base. So that would oftentimes be the ultra wealthy. People who can buy for fun and not necessarily only have to buy from necessity or practicality. People who want to buy things just because they can. They might see a thing, be like, oh, wow, that's neat. And they just throw the money at it and maybe never even think about that thing again. So whatever the thing is that you have heard yourself say or felt had the feeling of, I wish I could get paid for such and such, you absolutely can. The person and or people who would pay you for that exists. You're just not tapped into the frequency of their vibration yet, but you will be, particularly if you stay connected to me. And if you ask me direct questions about it, I can give you direct answers. You can do it here in the chat when we're doing these lives. And then of course, if you order a personal reading, I can give you even more insight. Or if you do the career consultation, by the way, that's the other thing that you could choose as a free gift. If you are one of the first 3 people to sign up for my reader on retainer, it is the career consultation that I offer. So bust your money blocks could be your free gift, or the career consultation. Let's get one more from this deck before we start figuring out what energy, what manifestation energy in particular you are to tap into this summer. But yeah, this summer, give thought to what that dream job would be. And then once you know, go ahead and take that first action. If you already know, this summer, take that first action. I would not wait until the end of summer, because our messaging today is around how you can be financially prosperous this summer. So start as early as possible. Start today, because the message came through for you today. And that way it can begin to advance and grow over the course of the next 3 months. And you can start to see some of the fruit of your labor, start to get some of that money in. Some things you're going to be surprised. Some of the things that you guys come up with, you'll get paid on it right away. Right away. I remember when I started the tarot business, I think I got my first order within a week. That's when I was primarily doing it on Etsy. So of course, Etsy helped me get customers at that time, you know. So what do we have here? Oh, you remember the Parrot Rock? Yes. You're right. That is my client base. Yes. If you can make whatever it is you want to sell or whatever service you want to provide, something that the wealthy value. And it's not that other people don't matter. Everybody matters. But you want money to constantly be coming in, and you want it to come in large amounts. You can charge the wealthy a lot of money because they have it and they're willing to spend it. And there are some people out there, whether they are wealthy or not, that associate quality with price. So if you are underpricing, I talked about this in the pricing your products, pricing your gifts. What is it? It's the, in the Divine Money podcast, there's an episode about pricing your special gifts. I can't remember what the exact title is, but I talk about that there are some people that if it doesn't cost a lot of money, they assume it's not quality. don't hesitate to charge for what you do. And don't hesitate to charge a lot, because then that qualifies the client, qualifies the customer. If you price it low, you're going to get the people who oftentimes struggle with money. If you price it high, you're going to get the people who have money to spend. Okay? That's why I keep doing my cards and now sewing, see what happens, and just have fun with it. The fun part is the most important thing because of the vibration it puts you in. Absolutely, Miss Mel. Some of the invasive weeds are beautiful. Wait, what? Oh, yes. Okay, yes. I was like, what? Lindsay says, when I was a kid, I thought Gaia left them with no colors so we could paint them. Turns out people really love them. I love this conversation. Yes. All right, let's do one more from this same deck before we move on to the Manifesting with the Fairies Oracle. Guidance for tapping into their financial abundance this summer. We're tapping into your financial abundance this summer. I also just got, don't give up on yourself. And that has to do with this dream job message. Maybe you tried it before and it didn't work out, and your guidance is to, reassess. Don't think that means that dream jobs don't work out. Check in with who you are now, what you want now, what you know now. It might be different than before. And see what comes up as the dream job now and start taking steps towards that, okay? It could be the same thing, but now you've got new knowledge. Or maybe you're in a different phase of life. Maybe you've got more resources available to you than you had before. You got leader. This is for me, for sure. I need to lead my own arts organization because I'm going to tell y'all, it's not great working for other people, particularly since very often they are not as qualified as me. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm going to show you this in a minute too, but let's start with leader, okay? So it says, as a born leader, you can truly bring out the best in others by guiding them and inspiring them. Didn't I tell y'all that was my card? But this is for some of you out there too today, okay? So if you've been feeling, this feels like it's for anyone who feels called to bring money in through a service. Because it feels like consultation energy or coaching energy. It could also be motivational speaker energy if you've been wanting to be a motivational speaker. Definitely somewhere where people look to you for guidance, okay? Several of you out here, I think all of y'all that are still commenting are tarot readers yourselves. Maybe it's time for you to have your own tarot shop, Like I have mine, but I still have someone that I consult when I need guidance. Alyssa, y'all hear me talk about her a lot. Alyssa from Celtic Fairy Tarot, she's my personal reader, right? Friend and personal reader. So even though I pull for myself, I help her small business by paying her to be my reader, and some of you guys pay me to be your reader, right? Same thing for those of you who have been pulling for yourselves. Have you ever felt called to read for others? April, I think, did you tell me you were thinking about doing this? And am I putting your business out there on YouTube? Sorry. Anyway, all right, what do y'all have here? So y'all talking to each other. I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. Okay, so Lindsay says how to come up with a price. Oh, where'd it go? Come back. Hold on, Lindsay. I got to get the other phone. How to come up with a price point, where to sell, etc. It's a lot, LOL. And that is why when you join my Patreon, you are going to get so much information to help you through that Divine Money podcast, okay? Sign up for that today so you can go ahead and start making these changes because we're talking about your financial abundance for summer. This is the time for you to do that, Miss Lindsay. This is the time. And you said, count me in, Mel. Spirit asked me to, but I'm dragging my feet. I do personal readings face-to-face, but not online yet. I'm so excited. Hey, if face-to-face works for you, you should absolutely keep doing it. So it's like, I used to do my YouTube videos as uploads because that's like the standard way. You hear people say that that YouTube likes that better for pushing out your content, blah, blah, whatever. And I did that for like 2 years consistently. And sometimes a video would do well, but it never felt like it did well enough for how much effort it takes to create the video, edit the video, create the thumbnail, edit the thumbnail, post it, find the right hashtags, make sure you have the right keywords in your title and your description and your tags. Like that was a lot of work. And it wasn't giving me what I personally need, which is the connection with you guys. So eventually I went, okay, let me go ahead and start doing lives. I was nervous because it's like, what if nobody shows up? Oh my God, what if nobody comes to my lives? We're sitting there talking to nobody. Fortunately, that's not what happened. Fortunately, you guys came, and this is better for me personally because I get to talk to you and I get to interact with you in real time. Because when you guys would watch the videos, you may have been getting something out of it, and occasionally you would tell me in the comments. But more often than not, people would watch, maybe they'd give it a like, but they wouldn't comment. And me being me, this could be some form of neediness. I don't know. I think it's definitely connected to the fact that I'm a performer, right? I needed to get feedback from you guys. I needed it to be a communal situation energetically, the way it is in the theater, you know? And so that's when I just stopped doing the uploads and I just do the lives now. And I say all of that for you, Miss Lindsay, when it comes to you're doing the face-to-face readings versus the online. Maybe there's a reason. Try the online, see how you like it. But if that doesn't tend to work out for you, go back to doing the face-to-face. Do whatever you energetically, I'm saying you, but I'm pointing at me, you energetically need. All right, there's a reason. You're built as you. Okay. Mel says it's very tricky. When I was making blankets, I was told I undercharged too much, and that's why they didn't sell well. Okay, so here's the thing about that, because I had somebody tell me that about when I was doing the acting coaching, the audition coaching for people in Los Angeles. When anybody gives you feedback on how you are priced, you have to determine whether or not that feedback is valuable. You have to look at the source. Who is this person that's telling me this? What is their qualification for giving me this insight? Okay, because that might be their opinion based on who and what they are. Ask yourself, is this person my ideal client? If they are your ideal client based on the client you want to serve or the customer you want to serve, then there's value in that feedback. If they're not, they're just a person expressing an opinion. And we live in a world now where people don't hesitate to express their opinions. Everybody thinks their opinions are valid. They, not just valid, but like authoritative. And not every opinion is accurate. So don't put pressure on yourself to take any particular advice, even mine through the coachings. Filter it through what feels right for you, okay? So it could be, Mel, that they weren't selling well because of what you charged. It could be there might have been something else. It might be the platforms through which you were trying to sell them. You may not have been reaching enough people. You may not have been reaching the right people, okay? These are important things to consider, but be very, very careful. Even if you're talking to somebody who's in the same line of business as you and deciding how to price what you do. So for instance, there's a lot of people on Etsy that sell tarot readings for $6. And so when I first started doing my tarot readings on Etsy back in 2022, I was pricing like so many people on that marketplace. If you've ever gotten a personal reading from me, you know I don't do no $6 reading. And so it got to the place where I was just like, no, the amount of value that I am giving my client and the amount of time and the type of energy it takes for me to do this for them, I am doing a disservice to myself, to my business, and to my client, because it would make me resent getting an order instead of being happy getting an order by undercharging. And so I made the choice there to increase my prices, and I gradually increased them over time until I got to a price point that now in retrospect makes so much more sense. It's insane that I was ever charging anything less than what I charge now. So don't compare what other people are doing when coming up with your pricing, even if they're in the same line of work as you, because they may be underpricing based on not valuing themselves, or they may be underpricing based on how they go about creating the thing that you create. In the instance of those kinds of tarot readers on Etsy, a lot of them are like using AI generated things, or they're copy and pasting other things. So it costs them nothing to create the reading. And so that $6 is all 100% profit margin, except for the Etsy fees, right? Whereas like me, you know, I was like setting up the camera and using multiple decks, and I deliver it to you and you can download it and keep it forever. You know, that's not a fucking $6 thing. So I love this for discernment, Lindsay. Very good, my darling. Very good. You know what they say about opinions. That's exactly right, Miss Mel. So terrible at sales and marketing. So that's a limiting belief. That's one of the ones we're changing for summer, so that you can start having the financial abundance for summer. I'm great at sales and marketing. I love sales and marketing. I look forward to making another sale. I'm great at sales. I enjoy selling. Marketing is easy for me. I love marketing. Marketing is the fun part of sales. Sales is fun for me because it gives me money that I can spend on things that I want for myself. Start saying those kinds of things instead. That's your Six of Swords that we talked about earlier. Mel, that's your Six of Swords. Make those changes in how you talk about sales. Make those changes in how you talk about marketing. And also, don't think of sales as selling. If that feels bad for you, think of sales as sharing. Sharing what you offer with others and how it's going to benefit their lives. How their life is going to be better because they have your product. Think of it as relationship building and connecting. Because see, that's what makes it work for me. I genuinely love connecting with you guys. So I don't ever think, oh, I just sold Mel a personal reading. Oh, I just sold 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈𝒔 a personal reading. I sold them my Patreon. I don't think that, even though that's what's happening. I think, yay, they joined my community. I get to hang out with them. That's what I tend to think of the most. I get to hang out with them, you know? Or I get to connect with, if it's a personal reading, I get to connect with Lindsay's energy right now. I get to connect with Rita right now. So see if you can change how you're thinking of the word sale and change it in your head, because I believe they're both 4-letter words, S-A-L-E, S-H-A-R-E. So one is 4 letters, one is 5 letters. Change the thought from sale or sell until you can get over any negative connotation you have around that to share. I love sharing my products with people. And I love when they share their money with me for sharing my products with them. Okay, let's see, what do you have here? It takes energy a lot. No, sales is easy. That's your new wording there, Miss Lindsay. Instead of it takes energy or it takes a lot of energy, sales is easy. It's so easy. It's easy. I shoot an email to my email list, you know. Now, if you try to do all the things that people want to tell you that you have to use like a CRM, like MailChimp or something like that, because I did that. I used to do that. And it's like formatting the thing and coming up with the images and this, that, and the other. And it's a lot of work. Absolutely, you're right. But you don't have to take that approach to sales. You can take an easier approach. You can make it easy. If you say sales is easy, if you say it's simple to market, it's simple to sell, then you will come up with the methods that are simple to do it. Once I started, again, shooting out my marketing emails, and I'm using air quotes for those who are just listening. Once I started shooting those out, it's just regular emails, like just I'm sending a note to a friend, and I might link to an item on my website, or I might link to a YouTube video, I might link to a Patreon post in it. Then instead of it taking me 3 hours to do, it takes me like maybe 10 minutes, and I send it out. And then also the person receiving it doesn't feel put upon, sold to. They're just getting a communication from Sean, nice and easy, you know? And then the people who want what I'm offering in that moment, they buy it. And the people who don't want it or don't need it in that moment, they don't buy it. And because I haven't spent too much energy on it, I have energy to do another one later on a different day, maybe later in the week, maybe the next week. I try not to do too many in a week personally, you know? And that also will help with it not feeling like it takes a lot of energy. Oh, girl, sorry. I just said all of that, and that's not even what you were talking about. You're talking about pulling cards. You're damn right it's a lot of energy. Never mind. It is a lot of energy, Miss Lindsay, to channel. And it is precious energy because you're letting these downloads come through you. And that is something that you should charge for. You are the vessel. Okay. Manifesting with the fairies. Y'all ready? Marketing is the fun part of sales. Love this. Absolutely. If that's how you feel. And if it's how you'd like to feel. Manifesting with the fairies. Here we go. If you're just now joining us, please say hi in the chat so that I can welcome you. Give this a thumbs up if you're finding value in what we're talking about today. That helps YouTube know to send it to other people. And that way other people who need this information will receive it as well. I am so grateful that you were here. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Here is one of the reasons why I chose the Manifesting with the Fairies Oracle for us today is because I love the idea of connecting with fairies in summer. Fairies are, depending on your belief around fairies, I should say. For me, they are a high vibe, fun energy. I know that there are some dark mythologies around fairies, particularly from the Celtic tradition. But I don't know. Again, the abundance of summer, all of the trees being in full bloom, the flowers, the high energy, fun energy, light energy of fairies felt right for today. So manifesting with the fairies, what fairy energy, thank you, what fairy energy should we tap into to get our financial abundance this summer, please? Courage. Courage. Have you noticed how aligned all of these are for us today? I'm not going to talk too much about that because we already have. So courage. When you start to feel, if you start to feel afraid, I want you to say this. I can change my mind at any time. It's not what you thought I was going to say, is it? You thought I was going to make you say something where you have to push through. No. Giving yourself permission to retreat is what allows you to have courage. If you think about the things that you're not afraid of doing, it's because you have a choice. You can turn around. You can handle it. And so if you feel like doing it, you do it. If you don't feel like doing it, you don't do it. But the things that you feel fear around or you aren't sure about, downright fucking afraid of, oftentimes it's because there's this concern that you'll be stuck in it and you're unsafe, right? And that's where there's, a lack of courage. Again, using air quotes in case you're just listening. So letting yourself know you can stop at any time. You can turn around at any time. You can change course. You can change direction. You can change your mind at any time. That will help you have the courage because now you feel more in charge of your experience, more in control of your experience. All right? But courage is one of the energies for you to tap into this summer, please. Nothing is lost information. You gave us important for us to hear. I'm so glad you feel that way, Lindsay. Thank you. Some psychic I am. Some are tricksters, but mainly they are epic in nature. Okay, so Lindsay's talking about fairies there for those of you who are just joining us. And then Mel says, I was thinking the same thing. They're coming up at all the right times. I love that. You guys, I need a quick swig of water because we've been an hour and 15. So good. Water is my favorite element. My favorite element. It's so funny. Alyssa and I were talking the other day. She gets a lot of her power from being in the forest, being in the woods. And I get a lot of mine from the use of water, whether it's showers or baths, drinking water. It used to be when I was younger, going to the pool, going into the ocean. I haven't done any swimming type of activity, and I want to say 25 years. This feels good. All right. Back of the deck energy on that one. Success. Oh, speaking of back of the deck energy, I forgot to show y'all the one that was back of the deck for your so remember when we were talking about it was the money manifestation oracle? Okay, and you got dream job and you got leader. The back of the deck was destiny. So whatever that is that you've been wanting to do, that you were like, oh, I wish I could get paid for, that feels like it's your calling, but you don't know how to monetize it, or you don't know if you have the right to monetize it or should monetize it. Anything that requires your energy, you need to charge money for. Done and done. It is your destiny. Let yourself do it. Okay, so it says here, you have a divine destiny to fulfill through your career path. Through your career path. So if your career has been working at a as an admin for a law firm, but that doesn't feel like the calling, that's not what this is talking about. Okay, that's not the career it's talking about. It's talking about turning into a career that which either fulfills you or that you feel helps fulfill others. But I guarantee you, if it's the second, it's also the first. Anything that you feel that you are called to do to fulfill others that doesn't also feel like it fulfills you, that's not the path. You are not on this earth to feel bad, to feel used up, to sacrifice. No, those are Western concepts. I won't even get into why those are sucky concepts. The purpose of life is to enjoy life. The purpose of life is fulfillment. And if you are doing something that brings fulfillment to others, it needs to also be fulfilling you in some way. Otherwise, it is not your path. It is not your calling. It is something you are settling for or allowing for based on conditioning or programming that you've already received. Lindsay says here, it must fill your cup. In fact, it must overflow your cup. Yes, girl. So going back to this, then it says your work will help elevate the consciousness of this planet. All right. So we just finished with so that was coming back to our manifesting money oracle. Going back to our manifesting with the fairies, your first card was courage, and we talked about that. And then the back of the deck energy on that one, success. Success is predetermined for you. The actions you take this summer, this is important for you to listen to, for you to hear, so listen to this. Listen to this, please. The actions that you take this summer will be successful. So what I'm getting to tell you is to be mindful of which actions you take. Spend some time aligning with your higher self so that you can take actions that are going to best benefit your life. Whatever it is you do this summer, I'm not an astrologer, as I say all the time, but there might be something going on astrologically this summer that success is guaranteed, regardless of what that thing is. So if you start taking steps towards something that you're only a half mindset on, or that you don't really want to do, but you think you're obligated to do, it's going to be successful. So ask yourself now, do I want to be stuck doing this shit for the rest of my life? Or do I want to be, it's never for the rest of your life because you can always change your mind, but you get what I'm saying. Do I really want to pour my resources into this, my energetic resources, my mental resources, my time, my money? If the answer is not yes, do not take those actions because it's going to be successful this summer, no matter what. No matter what you do this summer, it's going to be successful. Whether it's something for yourself, for others, whether it's related to money. This is going to be a summer of yes. So much yes. So make sure something in your list of things that you're doing this summer is aligned for you. I want to say make sure it's all aligned, but that's because I'm selfish. And that's not a comfortable energy for many people to be in, particularly women of a certain age, right? There tends to be this thing where there's this feeling like you have to be there for others or do for others or blah, 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 others. If you want. But maybe, just maybe, if you are constantly choosing based on your own alignment, then a nice result of that will be the benefit to other people as well. Just saying. That's the way I choose to live. All right. So, and then Lindsay has reminded us again about Lionsgate Portal. It comes up, I think it's every August. Is it August 8th every year? But Lindsay says Lionsgate will be huge this season for us. For all of us who are doing the work. She's correct. Finally, okay, what is the name of this deck? Hold on. It's Vanessa Simona's deck, and it's called, I know because I just haven't used it in a while, but I used to use it a lot. What's it called? I know the word you is in it. Either you or your, what is the name of this deck? Hold on. Like in my head, it's like living your best self life oracle. Like those aren't even words. That makes no sense. I mean, they are words, but like that sentence makes no sense. What is this thing called? I could just look it up. Hold on. Let me just go to my tarot closet. Y'all, my new home, I have a tarot closet. Like I have a closet. Like the whole thing is just my tarot decks. I love it. Okay. It is called, damn. Yeah, I was never going to remember this. The Wild Muse Oracle. So we're using this one, and this will be our final card for this. And then if you guys have any individual questions that you want to ask me while we are here today, I am happy to pull specific cards specifically for you. However, as you know, the best way for you to get really detailed information on any question that you have is to order a personal reading from me. And the best way to do that is go to shon.vibes.com. Shon is spelled S-H-O-N, just like it is in Shon Vibes. shon.vibes.com /shop. and take the reading of your choice. I have a reading on there that starts at $14 and it's a same hour reading. However, I only offer those certain times a day, okay? Certain days of the week. I deliver Monday through Friday. So if you order over the weekend, you will get your reading next business day. Personal readings are definitely helpful for you. I have various price points for various types of readings so that I can serve different people in different ways. You can also get readings from me by joining my Patreon, that third tier, which is which is called the Violet Flame tier. It gives you an included personal reading once a month. So if you want to use my readings as life coaching, as some people do, that's a great way for you to get nice, I don't want to use the word affordable, but it is nice, affordable life coaching. You know, $25 a month and you get a personal reading. What? And then there's other Patreon levels as well if you don't feel like you want regular personal readings. Is there something else I'm forgetting? Mel, am I forgetting anything? What am I forgetting? See how easy sales is? Did you know that I was selling you just now? It's easy. You don't have to make it hard. What is the other thing? Oh, and of course, reader on retainer. So that is one of my new offerings on the website, available through my shop, and that's where I become your personal reading for a full year. You can get unlimited readings. They are shorter in length than the general personal reading. So that means if you ever want like a deeper reading through the general through your personal reading, you can do that as well, even if you are a member of Reader on Retainer, but most likely you won't need to. Reader on Retainer, you can order it with a one-time payment, and that's going to be your best bet. But if you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't spend all that money at one time, because it is over $1,000, of course, then you can do my payment plans. I got two payment plans available based on what's going to work best for your budget at this time. And you can always switch payment plans if you choose one of those. You don't have to stick with the payment plan you come up with. One is 3 months payment plan, and the other one is a 6-month payment plan. If you, and also all of these can be canceled at any time. You're not stuck with it. If something happens and you have a life change and you need to cancel your Reader on Retainer participation, that's fine. I have a way set up so that you can cancel it and stop further charges if you happen to be on a payment plan. You won't have to pay again in the future. And then if you paid all of it at once in full when you signed up, then I'll just prorate you what's left and refund you that, okay? I am here to help you, not to fleece you. All right, let's see. Anything here I need to cover before? I don't think you missed anything. Thank you, Mel. All right. So the Wild Muse Oracle, the reason why we are using this deck now and finishing with this one is because 𝒂𝒓𝒔𝒏𝒂𝒍 loves herself very much. At least that's how she comes off. She may not. I'm not in her head. Actually, you know what? Sometimes she does feel a little insecure. Yeah, I bet her life's not very easy now that I think about it. But what she channels when she is pulling cards on YouTube, what she channels when she is creating her decks, because she does have several decks, it does feel very much like a like she has the sense of self-fulfillment similar to mine. I say similar because I'm like old enough to be her mom, so there's no way that it's where I am yet, but she will be. She likes to talk about having a big sister energy, right? She's like, she calls herself your big sister on the internet or something like that. And she's clearly on a path of growth, personal development. And she brings that through in what she creates for other people through her YouTube offerings, as well as through her decks. And so for me personally, I like this deck when I pull for you guys, because I sense in this deck aspects of the self that we may or may not realize are there. Sometimes you just need someone to say to you, hey, you are this, or hey, you can that, because you haven't seen it for yourself. And I think that this deck allows us to do that. Did Mel leave? I think I saw somebody said bye, Mel. This has been such a great live. I don't want to cut out, but I need to run. Okay, bye, honey. Thank you for being here. Fabric is calling me. Oh, well, that's right. She's going to buy some fabrics today. So Lindsay is confirming that Vanessa's healing journey has dealt with insecurity. Yeah, I get that. I can see that. I feel that from her when I haven't listened to one of her readings in a long time, but I feel that for sure. So let's find out what aspects of yourself that you may or may not be aware of that you have access to for you to bring out the summer. Okay, so these are character traits for you to deliberately utilize this summer to help bring in financial abundance. So you might hear something that's brand new. Don't dismiss it right away. Don't close yourself off to it and go, no, I'm not that. This might be your invitation to explore that in yourself or to let it come up. It could be that you were naturally that as a young child and somebody shamed you for it or shut it down. All right. Or it could be an aspect of yourself that you knew you had at one point, but you lost because of certain circumstances or something that you experienced in dealing with other people. And this is your invitation to let that aspect of you come back online again. Okay. So the first one that we are getting is, what is the aspect of self to be tapped into this summer for financial abundance? Hidden in plain sight. So what I'm getting here is, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, okay? What I'm getting that the bridge to financial abundance for you this summer, a piece of that bridge is you allowing to live in you or to be seen about you that which you actively tend to try to hide. It may be the key to your financial abundance, your financial freedom. It is a deep limiting belief. The hiding, so it's not here. Listen, it's not that you're needing to unearth a specific belief. It's more so that the belief that you need to hide this aspect of yourself, or the belief that you need to not be seen a certain way, that is what's restricting you from fulfilling your potential. Whatever it is, or whoever it is that made you feel like this is bad or wrong of you, is keeping you small. And you cannot do great things while seeing yourself as small. You cannot build massive abundance by refusing to play big or take chances, by keeping yourself hidden, small, unseen. But there's a key for you that is in this thing that you're hiding about yourself, or this thing that you're afraid to share. It could be something you've created that you're afraid to share, because what if you get negative critique from others about it, right? Oh, here's a big one that I just got. Thank you. There's a big one that just came through, is a fear that someone else will steal your idea. And so you hide that thing. They can't steal your idea. They can try to do their version of it, but it's not going to be exactly like yours. And also remember, you want competition out there. You want to be creating something or offering a service that is so in demand that there's a market for it. And if you are the only person offering a thing, then there probably isn't a market for it. And so you cannot make but so much money by doing it or by selling it. Okay. So hidden in plain sight, let whatever it is you've been trying to hide come out, okay, or be seen. What do you say here, Lindsay? On point for me, so on point. I love that for you. I love that. Did you already sign up for the Patreon? Miss On Point, come on, come hang out with us. And then you say, yes, this is something I deal with too. I try to remind myself that I am the only me. Exactly. It's just like the thumbprints or the fingerprints, right? So like, if you think back to, in particular in the 80s, there were people that loved McDonald's hamburgers, and then there were people that loved Burger King hamburgers. And there was nothing you could do to make the Burger King lovers say that McDonald's were the best, and vice versa, because there's just that many different opinions out there. We talked about opinions earlier, didn't we? And so it's like, what fills the need for one doesn't necessarily fill the need for the other. What serves the need for one doesn't necessarily serve the need for the other. So you never, ever, ever have to hide out of fear of your idea getting stolen. When the same exact thing comes through a different channel, and you are a channel, whether you identify as a tarot reader or a medium or a channel or not, when the same exact thing comes through different channels, it's going to look different, feel different, sound different, smell different. Again, going back to the 80s, remember the whole debate about Prince versus Michael Jackson? That's the most ridiculous fucking debate on the planet, because their music was not the same. But they were both great at making what was considered at the time pop music. You know? And so because they were in the same field, and the same, well, definitely the same field, but same, quote, genre, end quote, which I really don't think they were, because Prince is really more of a rock musician. But anyway, there was a comparison made. How about the Brandy versus Monica comparison? You kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? They are so different that when they sing a song together, you can tell which one is singing. They don't sound the same. But there was this manufactured debate about which one was better than the other, right? And what this does is it helps record companies sell more music. So because that is in the zeitgeist, because that's a thing that we've all seen or heard or experienced, maybe even participated in conversation, we tend to think about that in our own creating of things. And there's this false idea that someone can steal your idea and then they're going to take off with it and they're going to have success and you are not. That is bullshit. It's not possible for anybody to do you but you. You are the only one that can do you like you. Okay, boo boo. All right. What do we have here? Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Miss Lindsay, that you're going to be joining. The duet was funny because they are so vastly different, and that's also part of why, like, The Boy Is Mine, the first duet between them, came out, right? And do y'all know, if you go back and watch that video right now, Mekhi Phifer is the guy that they're fighting over, and I get that. Ooh, if I was in that song, I'd knock both of those ladies out. That would be my dude. The boy is mine. And then the other one that I love, their more recent duet, is called It All Belongs to Me. Justin hates when I play that song. I love that song. Anyway, it all belongs to me. Let's see what else is coming through for you right now. Aspect of the self to connect with. So like for me, it might be the singing. People say to me all the time, you should sing more, and I would love to. I just don't. And that was my original goal. My original dream was to be a singer, you know? And I had enough discouragement not to follow that. And now I can't figure out how to monetize that in any kind of fruitful way. So that's why I don't bother. It's like, how am I going to make money off of that? All right, here we go. What's next? Aspect of the self. I do use the singing when I'm coaching these kids, though, as their music director. Sacrifices. That is interesting, because we just talked about sacrifices earlier. I feel like this is, first of all, can we just talk about all the green in both of these cards? Look at that. Look at all that green. And green is the color of financial abundance, right? I'm getting two messages that are coming through here for you in terms of sacrifices, okay, for this summer. The first is look at what you can sacrifice to make room for financial abundance to come in. So sacrifice here doesn't necessarily mean, it's not in the way that we typically use that word. It's more along the lines of what is it time to shed? What is it time to get rid of? So it could be as easy as going through your cloud, like say you have OneDrive or Google Drive or something like that, and deleting everything that's not applicable for your life anymore and would not be applicable for your business if you were creating a business, so that you can make space for it to come in. This is very similar to the manifestation that we do around bringing in love. You know, like they'll say, get out of, if you're in a relationship with someone and it's a bad one, but you're hoping to meet someone better at some point, you got to get rid of that bad one to make space for the new one to come in, right? The good one to come in. And it's similar here. So I'm getting like, see what can be shed. So it's decluttering energy. It could be decluttering things that are in your closet. Find a way, yes, energetic spring cleaning. That's exactly right, Miss Lindsay. So it can be that you find things that you have that you don't use, sell them and raise capital for your new business. Sell them, and if you're not starting a business, sell them, and that's the capital. That's the money. One way you can make money this summer is by selling things on eBay, selling things in a garage sale. I got my feelings about that one because I just don't know how profitable it is compared to the amount of work it takes to do it. But maybe you can organize a neighborhood yard sale for everybody where you live. And that way it's a lot less effort and energy you have to put up front, you know, and then you get 100% profit margin on everything that you're selling. But yeah, so there's many things that you can do when it comes to getting rid of certain things, but you definitely need to sacrifice some of what you've been holding on to. Let go, delete, trash, root out certain things to make space for the new, to make space for new money. If there are ways in which you've been making money that are not, it's not enough money, you know, but it doesn't happen to be your main source of income, get rid of that. that side hustle that takes more effort. So this could be if you happen to be an Uber driver, Uber Eats deliverer, Dash Door deliverer, DoorDash deliver, anything like that, where you're doing so much, but it's not producing the fruit. Sacrifice that right now. Get rid of it. So the sacrifice there is in whatever money it is bringing in. But because it's not bringing in enough, get rid of it so the new thing can come in and bring you more. Okay. The other thing too that's coming through with this, again, sacrifices is, do you have the habit of martyring? Do you have the habit of martyring and feeling like you have to sacrifice yourself, your wants, your needs for the sake of those around you? This is keeping you from financial abundance, and here's why. If you feel as though you have to constantly get rid of, don't do, right? For the sake of other people's comfort level or for whatever reason, that is an opposite energy of bring into, giving, receiving. Sacrifice is the direct opposite energy of receiving. So stop being so willing to do without, and let yourself expect and demand to receive and get to keep, receive and get to grow, okay? Stop thinking of yourself as a sacrificer and start thinking of yourself as a receiver, all right? We're going to do one more before I say goodbye to you guys. We need to make space to jump. Oh, that's the Fool. Yes, that Fool card. If you do readings for yourself and you, like, I got the Fool card like 3 times in the past week, and that's definitely new start energy, right? So don't ignore that. If you've been getting the Fool card recently, pay attention to that and ask your guides again, how or why. Why is this card coming up? If you don't automatically know, I knew when mine was coming up, I knew what that was about. But if you don't happen to know, ask. All right, finally, we have here, interesting, we got 2. We got crystal, open to receiving. Was I not just talking about that? So because I was just talking about that, I am not going to expound on that anymore right now. This is just a confirmation for you. So I'm getting that a lot of you guys are so used to sacrificing. So used to sacrificing or being willing to do without, or thinking that you have to do without. Or even if you have resentment about doing without, it has become so ingrained in your life experience that it is your identity. You need a new self-concept. Instead of having the self-concept of, I can make do, I can do without, I don't really need that, I shouldn't get that, that's not for me, that's for other people. Fuck that shit. I'm receiving. I want more. I'm taking it in. This is for me. I'm meant to have. I can have that. That's the most simple one that we all need. That's the most simple mindset shift that we all need. I can have that. I can have that can have to do with anything. But imagine if you're talking about where you'd like to live, or the bed you want to buy, or I sound like old lady talk about buying beds, or a trip you want to go on, or going out to dinner at a new restaurant or something, whatever the thing is. I can have that automatically implies you can have the money to afford it, or you can have access to it because it could come to you in the form of a gift in some way, right? But you need to have the self-concept as someone who can have, someone who can receive and keep, receive and grow, not receive and then just that fast it's gone, right? I receive money, but I have to pay so much in bills that I don't get to keep my money. No, you get to have. So this summer, think of yourself as someone who can receive. Be willing to receive, be open to receiving. Don't let it be that you think it's wrong to receive. It is not. You cannot give if you do not receive. So if you're so used to thinking of yourself as a giver, you need to think of yourself as a receiver first. You can't give if you don't have anything. And then the other one, like I said a second ago, that came through at the same time was crystal clear. And I do think, and these came out together, and they do go together, right? Because it's the obvious thing. It is crystal clear. It is obvious that you are meant to receive, particularly if you think that you have to give all the time, okay? In fact, I think Ms. Lindsay just said something about that. She said, receive just to help another and not yourself, it doesn't work. Yes, if you think in terms of receiving just to help other people, you are believing in their abundance. Now, if you can believe in someone else's abundance, why can't you believe in your own? If this is a thing for you, then do some inner work. Talk to Lilith. Lilith is great for shadow work, about your feelings of unworthiness. Why don't you feel worthy of financial abundance? That's almost getting us back to where we started today, because remember, our first energy to tap into was the changing of our thoughts and how we talk about money. And then there was control of money instead of having money control us. There was connecting with your calling because it raises your vibration, which draws in more money for you, even if the calling isn't directly related to money. We heard about letting yourself start taking actions towards the dream job. If you don't know what it is, spend some time this summer figuring it out, but do make sure you take your first action this summer. If you do know what that dream job would be, go ahead and start taking that first action. It is time. Even if you don't think if you don't know right off the top of your head how to monetize that calling or whatever, I can help you with that. Order my career consultation. That is on shon.wilson.com/shop. And I will come up with a plan of action for you for how you can have your dream job. Okay. You are meant to lead. So whatever it is you create or do will benefit others. So if that has been a hang up for you, feeling like you have to be there for others, that's all right. It is your destiny. Whatever you do for yourself is going to ultimately help others as well. That was a big part of our messaging today. Okay. And finally, of course, we got the card that told us to to have courage. Do not be afraid. And the way to help yourself have courage, we talked about this affirmation, was I can change my mind at any time. I can change course at any time. Courage does not mean that you have to force yourself to push through. Another one I want to give you is I can take breaks. Okay. But this summer is the summer for you to allow financial abundance to come through, whether it is through a business of your own or it is just allowing yourself to receive money. For those of you who identify with wanting to win money or receive it as gifts from other people, all of this still applies, especially the parts that have to do with worthiness, right? Be big enough. Don't hide yourself. Be big enough to think of yourself as someone who can have, who should get. Stop feeling like you need to get rid of things as soon as it comes to you. Get rid of it for the sake of other people. Because you could win the lottery and the next day you would give it all to charity. And then you broke again. Is that what you were hoping for? Be open to receiving. So again, someone could try to give you a gift. Or you might win the lottery and you might, say you won the lottery, but then you lost the ticket. Self-sabotage. Or someone gives you a gift and you go, no, I'm not comfortable taking that much money from you, or I'm not comfortable taking money from you, right? And it is crystal clear that it is important for you to be open to receiving in order to have financial abundance. You cannot have financial abundance without being willing to receive. And that is our overall message for today, my peeps. Be willing to receive. And last but not least, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about courage. The back of the deck energy here was success. Whatever you set out to do this summer, whether it's directly related to money or something else, is successful. So be mindful of what actions you take, which steps you take, what things you do this summer, because it will produce fruit. And you want to make sure that you're sowing the seeds for the kind of fruit you want to get. If you are familiar with the tarot, think of it in terms of that 7 of Pentacles energy. When you're looking at the thing and you're going, is this what I set out to get? Is this what I wanted? So start that thought process in the beginning. Am I planting the right seeds? Am I going in the right direction? Is this what I'm really after? Because whatever you do this summer, it is going to produce a result. All right? Okay, you guys, this is what I have for you today. This is the longest live I've ever done. And I absolutely loved it. This was so much fun. Some of you have been here and not talking, and that's, you might be at work and just listening. I don't know. I appreciate you for being here. Every single energy that connected with us today, thank you so much for being here. It is such a gift and an honor for me that I get to connect with you people in this way, whether it's through the lives, which are so much fun for me, or it's through your personal readings. The fact that you choose me to be your reader or your coach is an honor above all honors, right? I like to think of myself as a thought leader. I want to help you think in ways to help you live the life that you really want. So thank you so much for being here. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Patreon yet, do it. There's a link right underneath me right now. There are 3 different options there. All of them are going to help you live your most financially abundant life, connect with your creativity, if creativity is a thing that you want, but most importantly, let you have the personal power that you are on this earth to have. Remember, my personal belief is that the purpose of life is to enjoy life. So let's start doing that together. Come and be a part of my community. Some of these ladies you saw talking here in the chat, actually all of the ladies you saw talking here in the chat, they're all members of my Patreon, right? If you need a personal reading, you can get those from me at shon.vibes.com/shop. Or if you just want to make use of my Bust Your Money Blocks package, it is personalized for you. We do a questionnaire where we figure out what your exact money block is, and then I create a set of resources for you that are all audio resources and some video resources to help you bust those money blocks to tap into your financial abundance. In fact, now that I think about it, I probably should have been pitching that. With the title of today's reading, that's what I should have been talking about, is the Bust Your Money Blocks, but I wasn't. Anyway, listen, whoever needs to know about it will find out about it. And then finally, as I have said several times in today's live, my Reader on Retainer, which is a brand new offering that I have, which allows me to be your personal reader, on an unlimited basis for a full year. You pay one amount and you get as many readings as you want. No longer than 15 minutes each, though. And I have payment plans available for anybody who wants it, but feels like it might be beyond their pricing ability, their paying ability, their cost. I don't know how you say that. Because, see, I don't know how to talk about financial limitation. So that's why I'm struggling to say that. But because I don't like to say words like, if you feel like you can't afford it, because that's bullshit, you know? You should never feel like you can't afford anything. It's, how do I afford it? How do I afford it? But anyway, so if you happen to want it, but don't want to pay the whole thing at one time, I have two different payment plans available for you. One that's 3-month payment plan, and the other one is a 6-month payment plan. So you can find the one that works best for your financial situation at this time. Okay, Lindsay's going off to tend to her garden. She says thank you, and she'll be heading over shortly to Patreon. Thank you, Miss Lindsay. It's a pleasure to have you here. Everybody who's been here, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again hopefully next week. Bye.